In this video, we're going to be covering the proper installation and setup of the Absolute MOA digital readout kit, utilizing the cold shot adjustable base and putting them on an FX Impact M3. So we're going to start with installing the cold shot base onto the impact scope rail. Towards the back there has been my experience is the best spot. You do have plenty of adjustability for whatever you prefer. We're going to be utilizing one of the original mounting screws from the cold shot base to go in the lead hole towards the muzzle. And then we're going to utilize the two provided screws that come with the Absolute MOA kit. And those are going to attach the base shelf. You can choose if you want it on the right side or the left side. I typically prefer it on the right side. Two screws go through the rear two holes, like so. Then we're going to install the nylocks. Then we're going to use a 7/64 Allen key and a 3/8 socket or 3/8 wrench for the nylocks. And snug these down. With the base and shelf installed, the next step is going to be installing your scope rings. So the one thing you have to consider is no matter which side you're going to mount this shelf on, you're always going to utilize the rear recess for the drop gauge. So you want to install your back ring and leave a little bit of space here for adjustability so that you can find center of that recess. So about there gives me plenty. The front ring I'm going to mount on the very forward notch on the rail of the cold shot. Give me plenty of space to move the scope forward or backwards if I need to. And now we're going to install your scope of choice. Drop it in place. Plenty of room there for the dial indicator holder. Now we're going to install the scope ring caps. So at this point, you would want to take your rifle out, sit down at the bench, and get everything adjusted for the proper eye relief, and make sure that your scope reticle is level. With the eye relief, you can move the cold shot base forward or back, and the scope within the rings forward or back to get the perfect eye relief. After doing so, the next step is going to be putting on the dial indicator holder. Goes on much like a scope ring. 2 Allen screws. And those screws are going to be a 5/64 Allen wrench. And these we're just going to get snug because we've got to align it with the recess to get the dial indicator pin perfectly centered. So we're going to drop that in place. Then we're going to tighten the clamp on the holder, which is that same 5/64 Allen key. And then on the recess, there is a notch engraved in it so that you can use it as a cider to get the perfect alignment forward to back. Move it right there. And then you want to make sure you've got it aligned left to right, which is right there. From there, you're going to snug down the Allen keys on the holder until it's secured. Now everything is perfectly square, perfectly aligned, and you're good to go. So from here, you would take your rifle out and sight it in and zero it to whatever distance you want it zeroed for. And then from there, your adjustable base is going to be doing all the work. And you're ready to get started.